he was best known for establishing the Kozlovka police force and his affection for bisons. He brought together the policemen, but he also really loved bisons. I played the demo last week. Super fun, but the demo ended right before it got juicy, so I'm ready to get to the juice of the mystery. So this is Lost Wiki Kozlovka. Let's boot it up. Okay, let's get our user ID and our passcode, which is obviously just admin. Is this a spooky? It looks like a spooky. The demo wasn't spooky, but doesn't it have spooky vibes? I don't know. Okay, potential job in Kozlovka. I've read your articles and I think you can notice what others miss. You're thorough and more importantly, careful. That's what I need. I've granted you limited access to the database. It holds more than enough if you know where to look. Attachments, database instructions, doc. Okay. So the instructions, use the hyperlinks to navigate around the database, drag the right words onto the report. When you are satisfied with your conclusion, submit the findings to me. I will review them. So those were the instructions we just opened from the email. Instructions. Here's our database. Image viewer. Redacted bypass. Enter your system code followed by the local area code. System code followed by the local area code. Okay, I don't know what that is, but we gotta find the code to get into the redacted stuff. Where Nancy drew on an old computer. That's basically it. And then here's our report that we have to fill in. Nina's also going to say Glee softly at random points throughout the stream as a form of subliminal messaging to trick more people into watching Glee. That's what it's going to be. See, we're just like trying to be chill for everybody taking their stream naps, but we gotta sneak in that subliminal messaging. Nina trying to convince us that Glee was a thing. It truly was, though. It was a movement. Blank is a quiet town in Zarnava. It is beside the blank, a vibrant woodland with a very distinct ecosystem. At the heart of the forest, a tall tree stands proud that locals refer to as the blank. The town itself has a thriving blank business, which boasts bountiful harvests and provides food sustainability. So we're gonna search through the wiki and fill in the blanks. Hearing the word database always reminds me of Database Detective Minor Crimes Division. I cannot wait for that game to come out properly. I'm so excited for that full game. I loved learning SQL. I felt so smart. And dumb at the same time. Alright, this is Kozlovka. Kozlovka is a small town located in the eastern region of Zarnava, nestled at the edge of the Białowieża forest. The town boasts its agricultural achievements, with incredibly fertile soil. Kozlovka was founded in 1887 and survived significant challenges, including German occupation during World War II and the later Soviet influence. So that fills in most of our stuff here. Kozlovka is a quiet town in Zarnava. It is beside the Białowieża forest, a vibrant woodland. Town has a thriving agriculture business. So then if we click on the forest, we get into here. Białowieża Forest is located next to the town of Kozlovka, known for its distinctive natural features. It is home to an ancient tree, the Draken Oak, which goes there, which is believed to be over 1,000 years old. It is also home to a unique and rare fungus, symbiotic ergot. There we go. So that seems right to me. Submit. Kozlovka is a quiet town in Zarnava. It is beside the Białowieża forest, a vibrant woodland with a very distinct ecosystem. At the heart of the forest, a tall tree stands proud that locals refer to as the Draken Oak. The town itself has a thriving agriculture business, one which boasts bountiful harvests and provides food sustainability. Ergot, I know. Aren't we so familiar with ergot at this point? Wait, this got interesting fast. It did. Isn't that the Salem witch trials herb? It might be. Need more than this. You found something, but not enough. If you want to keep going, you'll need to understand where this place began. Look for patterns and connections. The flowchart is a tool, not a solution. Follow the threads, not the labels. Okay. So here's our next one. Ergot? I barely knew Ergot. Nougat. Engraved on the tree, there are two runes, the top being blank and the bottom being blank. The locals clearly hold spiritual beliefs tied to the forest. These beliefs are not unfounded, for there are colonies of blank around the tree. The fungus is likely the cause of the town's agricultural success. So probably the ergot. Symbiotic ergot. So, engraved on the tree. I guess we can look at the Draken Oak tree. Quercus drakensis, Draken Oak, is a rare and ancient tree in the Białowieża forest. The carving on the trunk was said to be a pagan tradition to honor the agricultural season. It is protected by the Zarnavian government in 1991 after establishing their independence. The tree is the primary host for the fungus symbiotic ergot. So here's the tree with our symbols, which we need to figure out what the top rune and the bottom rune are. Okay. So where should we go from here? Let's talk about the government. Oh. Access restricted. Zarnavian Cultural Preservation Initiative. Passcode required. Click on the numbers to enter. Passcode hint, year of Zarnava independence, which I think was 1991 on that other page. 1991. Enter. Passcode accepted. Perfect. Zarnavian Cultural Preservation Initiative. This initiative started in 1991 when Zarnava gained its independence. Its purpose was to preserve sites and documents of cultural significance. See below the list of topics related to the ZCPI. So Draken Oak we've looked at. Modern Farming Initiative. The Modern Farming Initiative was proposed by Mayor Jan Dragunov in 1991 to revise Kozlovka's agricultural practices. It was approved by the Zarnavian government after achieving independence in the same year. The proposal involved Dr. Kasimir Ostrovsky, who was invited to the town to undergo research. The proposal was ultimately scrapped in 1992. Then we have Slavic rune symbols, which is what we need. I love pulling random facts out, and when people ask how I know, the answer is always Nancy Drew. It's true. There's a question on Jeopardy about the Salem witch trials, and I would like to say I got it right because I read The Crucible, but it was definitely because of Nancy Drew. I love random facts, though. Zarnavians have an Eastern Slavic ancestry and formed pagan beliefs, some of which come in the form of runes. Few locals, like the witch, still believe they hold power. See below the list of common Slavic symbols. Okay. Perun's mark, which doesn't look anything like what we're looking for. Associated with the god of thunder, the Slavic rune was believed to offer protection against misfortune and ill omens. Rodovik. This is the Slavic rune linked to the family lineage and ancestral blessings, frequently found on household objects. Izvini. This Slavic rune is a symbol of forgiveness and peace. It is often used in pagan rituals associated with restless spirits. Zemina's cross, which looks like that one. The Slavic rune is a symbol of fertility tied to bountiful harvest. It is often carved onto tools or boundary stones. So that is this one. And the bottom one is this little thingy. The only rune I know is Bluetooth. The Bluetooth rune. It kind of looks like that. Twin glyph. The two interwoven lines represent duality, growth and decay, renewal and remembrance. Some rural communities believe that this Slavic rune was a symbol of transition rather than an end. Okay, so twin glyph. Engraved on the tree, there are two runes, the top being Zemina's cross and the bottom being twin glyph. The locals clearly hold spiritual beliefs tied to the forest. These beliefs are not unfounded, but there are colonies of symbiotic ergot around the tree. The fungus is likely to the cause of the town's agricultural success. Right. The real brief. Thank you. Apologies for being cautious. I needed to know you were the right person for the job. Yeah, the test before we can actually do the real mystery. They just need to make sure we have the skills. I haven't been fully honest with you. Okay. This isn't just research. Someone I cared about disappeared in the early 90s. Official records are incomplete and inconsistent. Most people stopped asking. I didn't. Okay. In the 1990s, there were a string of disappearances, most notably Blank. Blank was also a victim of the disappearance. It was because of this that the blank was scrapped. The victim's belongings were found in the blank, which is where they were presumed to have met their ends. Okay, so let's go back, see what we haven't looked at. Kozlovka Town Ledger. Access restricted. No hint available for the town ledger. Okay, but we need 4 numbers for that. There is also... I loved this in the demo, and I'm so excited about it, because it tells you where the searches branch off, so you don't have to get so lost. So we can go here. We've looked at everything there. Oops, sorry. Not what I meant to click on. Rune symbols. Then we got something from the town ledger we can't access yet. Modern farming initiative. I'm so invested in this already. Why is investigating on an old PC so immersive? I don't know. And it's the music, it's so soothing, and I like the little clicky noises. I'm invested as well. So we can look at Jan Dragunov. Jan Dragunov is the current mayor of Kozlovka. He came into mayorship after he superseded his father, Attila Dragunov, in 1992. He was best known for proposing the Modern Farming Initiative, in which he invited Dr. Kasimir Ostrovsky to Kozlovka to undergo research. Okay, so let's look at your dad. Attila Dragunov was the mayor of Kozlovka from 1945 to 1992. He was best known for establishing the Kozlovka police force and his affection for bisons. You know, he brought together the policemen, but he also really loved bisons. He was superseded by his son Jan Dragunov, when he mysteriously vanished as part of the tragedy commonly known as the 90s disappearance. Okay, so string of disappearances, most notably, Attila. Because if the mayor went missing, that's gotta be the most notable one. 90s disappearances. 15 people vanished. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I'm not covering all of this. 15 people vanished from Kozlovka over the course of 2 months in the summer of 1982. Most notably, Attila Dragunov was among the missing, as well as one non-local. The investigation led by Jan Dragunov ran cold after a year, having only found a few items from several victims. This was the most recent tragedy that the town had to endure. Access restricted. Kozlovka tragedies. We need a password for that. Okay, we can maybe look at Kasimir. Dr. Kasimir Ostrovsky is a Russian mycologist who specialized in the study of rare fungi. He moved to Zarnava and dedicated most of his 30 years career studying the symbiotic ergot. He was invited to Kozlovka as part of the Modern Farming Initiative, primarily researching the ecosystem in the Białowieża forest. So that's gotta be you. Was also a victim of the disappearance. It was because of that the Modern Farming Initiative was scrapped. The victim's belongings were found in the forest, based off of the glasses and the forest stuff here, which is where they met their ends. Okay. In 1990s, there were a string of disappearances, most notably Attila Dragunov. Dr. Kasimir Ostrovsky was also a victim of the disappearance. It was because of this that the Modern Farming Initiative was scrapped. The victims' belongings were found in the Białowieża forest, which is where they were presumed to have met their ends. Okay. Dig deeper. I can't believe they were so close to the town. This changes a lot of things. I need you to investigate further. By now, you must have tried to access our tragedy page. We normally don't show this to the public, but I'll make an exception. Ooh, yeah, I want to see the tragedy page. Request for access? Dear Volha, thank you for contacting the town hall. After considering your close relationship with the governing bodies, your request to access the article Kozlovka Tragedies has been approved. Below is a one-time code to access the page, 7328. 7328. 28. Passcode accepted. Kozlovka Tragedies. For an uneventful town, Kozlovka has had a fair share of tragedies throughout its history. See below the list of notable incidents. A tragedy page, as unusual for any city. Oh, as usual for any city. Because every city has a tragedy wiki. We have to know all of the horrible things that have happened. So 90s disappearances, which we did already look at. Then we have the summer plague. Crazy. In August 1990, an unusual wave of deaths spread across the town. Most victims had pre-existing medical conditions and were found deceased in their homes. Postmortems revealed unidentified fungal matter within the bloodstream. Suspected at first to be a fast-moving contagion, the tragedy ended as suddenly as it began. Then they had animal killings. In 1965, a tragedy occurred when locals were reporting their pets missing to the authorities. It was revealed that dozens of animals were found mutilated at the foot of the Draken Oak. Although the investigation was quickly resolved, the bodies were proven difficult to retrieve due to them decaying at a faster rate in the soil. That's actually really scary. Battle of the Forest. From 1941 to 1944, Kozlovka was occupied by the Germans and was a main source of food supply for the battalions occupying that region. In June 1944, a huge offensive was launched, cornering the Nazis in the Białowieża forest. Dozens of lives were lost to the forest, which ended in a Soviet victory. Afterwards, Zarnava declared independence in 1991. Oh my god, move immediately. This is like way too many entries for a tragedy page for this town. Let's do the festival massacre. In 1892, dozens of locals were killed during the winter festival. The culprit was caught murdering festival attendees in front of the Draken Oak. When cornered, the culprit slit their own throat and joined their victims at the foot of the tree. This is the earliest tragedy recorded in Kozlovka. Alright. Gotta head out to do adult activities related to moving. Hopefully see y'all later. See you later, Jen. Go get all the stuff done. Apparently nothing happened between 1944 and 1991. Even their festivals have massacres. Alright, let's look at the Winter Festival. The Winter Festival occurs every year on the 15th of December. The festival celebrated the hardship between people endured through the year. Wives would take up their husbands' tools as a sign of kinship and equal footing. The holiday is no longer celebrated since the massacre in 1892. Chop down the tree! Get rid of this tree that's apparently killing people. Okay. So yeah, we don't need that anymore because I got the access to the page. What is the report we need to fill out? For a small town, Kozlovka had its fair share of tragedies. Among them, these are the tragedies that coincide with sudden spikes in Kozlovka's agricultural yield from earliest to latest. Coincidentally, these tragedies were all committed in the forest, right? In this forest. So, the festival massacre was first, from earliest to latest. The earliest was the massacre in 1892. Then we had the Battle of the Forest in 1941. And then animal killings, 1965. Summer plague. Well, I guess if it has to do with their agricultural yield, probably not the battle. Maybe animal killings and then the summer plague? Is it important that the symbol in that picture of the tree is only half draw? The massacre article? That's what I'm thinking. That, it's being drawn here. It's not fully done. Like, this was before the second one was added. Tree is evil, holding back the evil. Can't tell yet. I don't know. Sudden spikes in agricultural yield. That's making me think maybe it's not the massacre. What would result in agricultural yield? Because it feels like this mentions the soil, so I'm thinking animal killings is definitely part of it. The plague is the fungus stuff. Waves of deaths. Clicky sounds are very good. Echoey. Isn't it nice? Very good clicky sounds. The pet one said something about soil. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking the animal killings definitely has to be part of it. Let me... Oh. Oh, it's just putting in what I have listed. That's kind of nice, so I don't have to drag it. I can just click. Okay, so let's see. The 90s disappearance is the latest one, but I don't think this had anything to do with agricultural yield. I think summer plague is probably here. And then the animal killings. And then probably the battle in the forest. Let's see if that's right. Something is not correct. Okay. Very interesting titles for these events. If this database were an IRL thing I was digging through, I would have about 50 tabs open by now. Right? Okay, let's see what else we have in here. Maybe stuff I haven't looked at yet. Summer plague. Animal killings. It just brings us back to the Draken Oak. Nothing more there. Festival massacre. That just brings us back to tragedies. And then the massacre. Okay. Yes. Remember the summer plague. Tragedies that coincide with spikes in the agricultural yield. So maybe I have to find some more things about the agricultural yield. And maybe, like, compare the dates. These are all horrible articles. Let's look up recipes or something. Yeah, something about this seems, rough. Okay, so our Navian government. We did look at these things. Ostrovsky we looked at. Did we look at ergot? Symbiotic ergot. Claviceps symbiotica, or symbiotic ergot, is a unique fungus in the Białowieża forest that relies on a symbiotic relationship with their plant host, the Draken Oak. The fungus known to cause extraordinary fertility of the surrounding land. Dr. Casimir Ostrovsky was the leading expert in the symbiotic ergot, though uncommon, it can also be used as a medicinal herb. Medicinal herbs. Ironically, due to Kozlovka's incredibly fertile soil, the medicinal herbs grown in the area are too potent for use and are not approved by the government. However, some locals vouch for their effectiveness, such as the local pharmacist, Dr. Stanislav Dragunov, and the witch, although she advocates more for its use in ancient pagan rituals. Okay, that just unlocked a lot. Agriculture. Kozlovka is most known for its agricultural achievements. Their yearly yield supplies, there we go, around 10% of the food in Zarnava. Look at the spikes. Their medicinal herbs are also known to be overtly potent. Even with their success, there have been pushes to industrialize their practices, most notably the modern farming initiative proposed in the 90s. Okay, so let's pop this guy out. We have 3 spikes, which we can compare to our tragedies now. A graph! We have a graph. Alright, let's look at... is it... how do we say this? Dr. Mstislav Dragunov is an accomplished medical doctor and the local pharmacist of Kozlovka. He was the first to formulate a medicine using the local colony of symbiotic ergot. No one has been able to replicate his success. He is a vocal advocate for using Kozlovka's medicinal herbs for nationwide medicinal use. All right, and then the witch. The witch is a local shaman who owns a small shop in Kozlovka's high street. She is most known for her appearance with her iconic one bloodshot eye. Iconic. Even as a pillar of Kozlovka's culture, there is a decline in interest for ancient pagan rituals. As a tourist, you can get her signature spiritual chalk, which is what was drawing the thing on the tree. Right? Love her. What a diva. She's great. She even sells her own spiritual chalk. Spiritual chalk is the flagship product of the Witch, a local shaman in Kozlovka's high street. It is advertised to be able to commune with the surrounding nature and the souls of those who perished with rune symbols. Traditionally, it is a woman's job to mark sites with rune symbols, as many did in the past. Iconic. Get it? Because of her eye? I like it. Alright, let's go back to our tragedies. Where's that tragedy page? Massacre. Let me just go back here and then I'll find tragedies. There we go. Alright, so we have a spike in, like, right before 1990. And then, what, 1940s? And then in, 1990. So 1990 would have been the 90s disappearance. That goes here. And then what? Or I guess the summer plague would be 1990. Summer plague, just kidding. 1965, no. 1941, that seems about right. That would be here. And then just before 1990 was the 1892 Festival Massacre. So that goes here. Okay, so that makes more sense to me. From earliest to latest. It was the massacre, and then the battle, and then the summer plague, and then that's where all our spikes were. That makes sense. Something's not correct. What do you mean? From earliest to latest. Seems like the tree requires sacrifice, right? All committed in the... I mean, they were in front of the Dragon Oak, but it's definitely in the forest. Unless the summer plague is actually the disappearances. Because I guess these are both, like, 1990s. Cool. For a small town, Kozlovka had its fair share of tragedies. Among them, there are the tragedies that coincide with sudden spikes in Kozlovka's agricultural yield from earliest to latest, Festival Massacre, Battle of the Forest, and the 90s disappearance. Coincidentally, these tragedies were all committed in the Białowieża forest. Rough stuff for this town. Redacted bypass. Your findings have been more than helpful. They're disturbing. This pattern we're uncovering, it's not random. Someone knew. Someone let it happen. You must have redacted bypass installed on your system. Like any good journalist, it's been a while since it has been prohibited by the government, so here's a refresher on how to access it. Redacted bypass. Ah, that thing on this thing. Redacted bypass. Alright, let's get the README doc. The Texas Festival Massacre. My gosh. Redacted bypass. In order to enable redacted bypass, you must first have your system code. You can find this in your computer system. System code. Then you will read the local area code of the city you'd like to bypass. You can find these in all addresses. Local area code and then heading code. Where would I find that? Like, it's not this, right? Like, it would have to be our own personal one. Like, that makes it seem like... I need the system code. In order to enable redacted bypass, you must first have your system code. You can find this on your computer system. Maybe setting? Oh, that's my settings. This is how to play the game. Oh, there we go. System code 342. 342. Okay, so 342. And then... then you will need the local area code of the city you like to bypass. You can find these in all addresses. Local area code. So... Do I have to search the Kozlovka area code? Is that what it means? And then I gotta figure out this bit. After the government's disapproval of their product, blank caused the tragedy, blank. Because of this, blank proposed the blank to abandon any uses of the blank. Off topic, but last night my mom and I were watching a dude on YouTube talk about the top horror movies that everyone should see. She was very impressed because the dude would say a year and I'd guess the movie. 1974, obviously Black Christmas. And that's skill. You know, you've put in the work. You've watched all those movies. Of course you would know that. Okay, let's see. We haven't... There's something here. It's got a question mark that maybe we haven't branched out from. And... Town Ledger. I need a password for that one. Here... Founded in 1887. Date of Winter Festival. Okay, when was the Winter Festival? Let me go back. Winter Festival, date of the Winter Festival is December 15th. December 15th. December 15th. December 15th. Remember that. December 15th. $12.15. It would be 1512. There. Dragunov family. Kozlovka was founded by Bohdan Dragunov and Elena Dragunova. The story goes that their love guided them to this plot of land in hopes of starting anew as a family. A memorial was erected to honor the family, which includes a quote that reads, "For the loss of a few, there is still many." Okay, let's look at Bohdan Dragunov was a founding member of Kozlovka. Originally a carpenter, his career shifted to farming after having their first child, who was born sickly. He was famous for being a terrible farmer, but nevertheless persevered. He was always devout to his wife and has famously said that to have borrowed her strength in times of need. Aww. And then Elena Dragunov was a founding member of Kozlovka. She was incredibly spiritual and set up the Winter Festival as her way of celebrating her husband's crops. The festival attracted dozens of people whose families made up Kozlovka today. She was always devout to her husband and was known in the community to set everything aside for the sake of her family. Okay, so that's all we got there. German occupation, we did read about this. Agricultural achievements, agriculture, crimes. Modern Farming Initiative. Did we read this? The Modern Farming Initiative was proposed by Mayor Jan Dragunov in 1991 to revise Kozlovka's agricultural practices. It was approved by the Zornovian government after achieving independence in the same year. The proposal involved Dr. Casimir Ostrovsky, who was invited to the town to undergo research. The proposal was ultimately scrapped in 1992. Okay, which we've read all of this. Trying to figure out where I would find this area code, unless it's just the code that was on the manual. Let's see. Where was that manual? Not that thing. Manual. Let's try 321. I don't know. Purple clouds with the 20 months of being a sexy, sexy sack. Feels like it was only yesterday I found the stream playing Sea of Darkness. Ugh. Bro was not an FFA. Terrible farmer, but at least he tried. Okay, so what would be... Then you need the local area code of the city you'd like to bypass. You can find these in all addresses. Local area code. Okay. I know for sure 342 is right, because that is our system, 342, system code. Let me just set these back before I confuse myself. I love seeing how everyone found this community. It is very, like, fun. I'm like, what thing were you searching on the internet that got you here? Nina's infamous Monkey Island ranking. Infamous is correct. On YouTube. After the government's disapproval of their product, blank caused the tragedy. Okay, let me maybe go back to tragedies. I just feel like I need to get in here to get to the redacted stuff to know what they're talking about. Personally, I was looking for young, successful farmers, and that's how I found Nina. Future farmers of America. I was watching too much Yakuza on Twitch, which I guess led to the stream being recommended because Lost Judgment. Lost Judgment. What a time. What a time. Alright, let me go back to tragedies. Because this is talking about a tragedy. Caused what tragedy? What product caused what tragedy? His farming content was sublime. I was browsing Nancy games on Twitch. Happened to be Sleuthy Summer. What do you mean too much Yakuza? No such thing. That doesn't happen. The government disapproval of their product. Summer plague. Pre-existing conditions. Fungal matter. Festival massacre. Okay. Well, let's go back to our chart. I would watch Farming Simulator stream. Just saying. I played Farming Simulator once, and I gave up because it was very overwhelming. Summer plague happened so fast. Oh. The town ledger. What would be their area code? It's in every address? I don't understand what that means. Is there anything with an address on it? Forest. That's the agriculture. I know the game is very overwhelming though. There's so much to do in that game. It is insane. Still waiting for Nina Truck Sim Bus Sim stream. Maybe someday. I have to do more than plant the seed and water it. I think it might be above my pay grade. Yeah, you have to do more than that in Farming Sim. It says it's in addresses. What does that mean? Local area code and then the heading code of like their coordinates? Find the local area code of the city you'd like to bypass. And homeboy didn't say that in his email. A refresher on how to access it. Okay. Fine. Fine. Images. And then that's the thing I'm trying to get it to. Okay. That was me with City Skylines. I feel like sometimes those games that are meant to be, like, managing stuff, it's, like, almost too much. Winter Festival. Like, is there a map somewhere I could see where they would be? Farming Initiative. There's no numbers here to tell me an address. There's a system area code. I'm guessing that's not the same thing we need. It's not, because, so it says that we need to, in order to enable redacted bypass, you first have to find your system code. So we did that. Our system code is 342. Now we also need a local area code. So I have 342 as our system code, and I need another triple digit number here to bypass what the area code. So I'm trying to find Kozlovka's area code to add to my system code that I found. Unless I'm completely misunderstanding what it's asking me. You must first have your system code. You can find this on your computer system code. Then you will need the local area code of the city you'd like to bypass. You can find these in all addresses, like local area code and then the heading code. If anyone wants a management game that with not too many variables, where you can make the dinosaurs wear hats, Parkasaurus. Parkasaurus. I have never heard of Parkasaurus, and now I need to look it up. Hear me out. Farming stream, but bus members joined to help because I have almost 1,000 hours in them all combined. 24-hour stream, we have to play GTA. You know, it'd be pure chaos playing GTA, and I need that in my life. Honestly, it's on my list. We gotta do it. I'm personally an American Truck Simulator girly. You know, it does look fun. Modern farming. I'm trying to see if there's anything that has an address on it, but I don't think that it does. Like, this is just the ergot that's sitting here at the bottom, correct? Oh no, those are more runes, I think. Get a whole alter ego for truck driving. Let's do it. I looked into getting a steering wheel so I could play that game the right way. I feel like I would love it. Yeah, I feel like if you have the wheel, it would be fun. It's not anyone in the correspondences we've gotten. I don't think so. Like, this is where it started. Read your articles. Here's the database instructions of how to use stuff, but nothing there. If you want to keep going, flowchart is a tool, not a solution. Follow the threads. Yeah, no address here. Just cruising and listening to a podcast. Yeah, that'd be fun. And then access requests. Access requests! You're so right. It is in the emails. They attached this last time, so when we had to look at the other thing, it had their address on it. So 451 is the Kozlovka area code. So smart. Smart cookie. 451. And we're in. Yeah, that did have their address on it. It didn't have it on this. Okay, cool. Redacted bypass. Welcome to the redacted bypass. With this program, you can access data from articles that have been previously modified by local authorities. Insert article name to continue. Oh, okay. So if I wanted to get to, like, say, this one, is that what that means? That I can... Well, why is it putting in Draken Oak? I want this one. No redacted data available for this article. Okay. Thing is, the only redacted stuff I see is the access restricted things. Hacker voice, I'm in. We did it. Okay, so where would a redacted bit of information be? Game night and we all just drive together? Oh, that'd be so fun. Okay, so I haven't seen anything redacted. Interesting. It says no image available. Does that mean it's redacted or there's no image available? Or does this mean that I have to go through everything individually? Drag any valid text from the article to the empty slot. Oh, it's gonna look redacted. Alternatively, click on the slot to fill in the current article. Okay, so if any of these have like gibberish on it, that's what this is for. Okay. Not necessarily just throwing in things and then... Gotcha. Redacted is such a funny concept to me, just a line. Okay, so that's what that's for. We are into that if we ever need more information. Okay, after the government's disapproval of their product, blank caused the tragedy blank. Because of this, somebody proposed the something. So I'm assuming this has something to do with the initiative, the farming initiative. To abandon any uses of the... maybe the ergot. Because of the whole plague. No. The farming initiative. Proposed by in 1991 to revise the agricultural practices. So if we go look at the tragedy, the plague in 1990, because this was proposed in 1991 after the plague. Product. Unusual wave of deaths. Any uses of the ergot. The symbiotic ergot. But what product had the ergot in it? Hey, Blank, it's good to hear from you. I hope when Blank died that you didn't have any issues with Blank. I hope to hear from you soon. The funny thing about redactions is that an Obi-Wan with a shrimp on its hat. The entire chat for the rest of the stream is just redacted information. Under the government's disapproval of their product, Blank caused the summer... I think this is right. Like, the summer plague had to have been something that, unusual wave of death spread across the town. Most victims had pre-existing medical conditions and were found dead in their homes. Postmortems revealed unidentified fungal matter within the bloodstream, suspected at first to be a fast-moving contagion. Life hack: use articles with redacted spots as a DIY Mad Libs. That would be fun. Okay. So what product was that? Who was making a product? Who would have been working on local pharmacist and the witch? Maybe one of them. Accomplished medical doctor and local pharmacist who was the first to formulate medicine using the symbiotic ergot. So maybe that medicine made everybody sick. After the government's disapproval of their product, Dr. Mstislav Dragunov caused the tragedy Summer Plague. Because of this, Jan Dragunov proposed the modern farming initiative to abandon any uses of the symbiotic ergot. Family ties. Mstislav is a good man, but I knew his ambition would get to him. To think he risked innocent lives. I may have found something that is of use. What's inside is sensitive. Handle it accordingly. I'll continue digging through for more material. All right, and then they attached a picture. Hey, chat, I got a code for early access Nancy Drew game. That's so mean. So mean. All right, give me a verb. Okay, so let's look at this. To whom it may concern, as you may know, it's been 3 months since our mayor went missing. He was dear to our hearts, but alas, we must come together and continue running the town. The control of the Kozlovka police force and its public database will be transferred to his son, Jan Dragunov, as he will be taking the reins as mayor of the town. With that, the passcode to the town ledger has been changed. It is now the heading code of the town hall. Thank you everyone for your patience. Regards, Kozlovka Police Force. All right, the heading code of town hall. Heading code of the town hall. Now what the hell is the heading code of the town hall? Hey Nancy, it's good to hear from you. I hope when your mom died that you didn't have any issues relating to strangers' tragedies in appropriate ways. I hope not. I don't get as many opportunities to use that word as I'd like. Gonna take advantage. What was it? Defenestrate? Defenestrate? Amazing. A verb. Blank's true name is Blank. They were responsible for the tragedy Blank. They frequently returned to the site of the tragedy to carve the rune Blank onto the blank. Okay, so definitely the rune onto the tree, which has something to do with the festival. Festival massacre. Okay, somebody's true name. The tragedy of the festival massacre. They frequently return to the site of the tragedy to carve the rune. The rune onto the Draken Oak. And we knew that rune was called what now? There was a thing about runes, and it was the cross. The cross onto the tree. Amazing, a verb. Insert the jumpstart verb song. They were responsible for the tragedy, the festival massacre. Okay, so it's probably gonna be the witch, because she's got the chalk, and I believe it. I mean, not that I think she's guilty of anything, but the witch's true name, which we have to figure out. They were responsible for the massacre. So let's see if we can find the heading code of the town hall. The heading code of the town hall. Responsible for tragedy or the sins? Sins, maybe? Maybe not tragedy. The witch, 2 V's. Okay, because whatever the town hall header is going to be the code to get us in here. But what is it? Town hall. Is there a picture of town hall? Farming initiative. Town hall. And is it aggressive of me to assume that the witch is the woman that helped found the place? The Vivitch, much like Mithrigan. Ah, I got you. The Vivitch. Slavic runes and the chalk. The witch, the witch, the witch. Who are you? She got a red eye. Tragedies. Attila. Ah, Alina, that's who I was thinking of. Is it crazy for me to think this is the same person? I mean, it's a pretty blurry photo. Dat der witch got pink eye. It's the iconic red eye. And she was spiritual, so maybe that helps us out here. Okay, something's not right with this. Responsible for the tragedy. Out to her husband. I haven't seen the Vivitch since it came out. Maybe it's time for a rewatch. Set up the winter festival as her way of celebrating the husband's crops. That has to be it then. Maybe it's return to the site to carve what? Maybe I have the wrong rune. Because this is absolutely her. If she set up the winter festival, that has to be why you were responsible for the festival massacre. And you do use that chalk. So maybe I have the wrong rune. Let's see. Protection against misfortune and ill omens. Ancestral blessings. I swear there was, hold on. I just want to look at the disappearances again, because there is like a thing right here. You see? See this thing? Maybe that's what it means. That specific rune. This one? Okay. Well, I thought I was onto something. Oh no. Rodovik is the Slavic rune linked to family lineage. Forgiveness, maybe, because this is also at the bottom of the tree. Izvini? Okay, never mind. It's not the cross. Twin glyph. Duality, growth and decay, renewal and remembrance. I mean, that is also on the tree. Well, damn, there goes my theory. I thought I was killing it. Alright, I think I've tried all of those, so there's definitely something else wrong here. Guys, come on, I thought we were past the days of blaming unfortunate events on the local spinster witches in the community. Witch's true name is Alina Dragunova. They were responsible for the tragedy festival massacre. They frequently returned to the site of the tragedy to carve the rune something into the oak. I still think it's the cross, but onto the Draken oak. Something here is wrong, and I don't know what could be wrong about it, but let's see if I can figure this part out. Is now the heading code of the town hall. Maybe we go back to the emails. Is there a town hall heading code? Remember there was like a whole thing right here. Is there town hall on here? Town hall! Town hall. Heading... Is the heading code... Heading code is the letters and number. Let's see. Heading code, NW6. Where did my thing go? Where am I? NW6. Well, I've clearly lost the plot. Where did everything go? Alright, there we go. Wait, nope, that's not it. Email. Family ties. This thing. Is now the heading code of Town Hall. Okay. NW6. That doesn't seem right to me. My favorite thing during stream is Alex and I having a whole other topics of conversation and being no help whatsoever while Nina's trying to solve difficult puzzles. It's also my favorite thing. Because I love looking over and then just being confused. Okay. It's been 3 months since our mayor went missing. The passcode of the town ledger has now been changed. It is now the heading code of the town hall. Thank you everyone for your patience. But the heading code, if I'm understanding what a heading code is two numbers and a two letters and a number. And these are only numbers. Unless it's like counting the letters, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, you know, that kind of thing. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. It's 14. And then maybe we put W in? Is that crazy? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W? How many was that? 18? I don't know if I counted right. Boot? Boot titty? Okay. To remain concerned, as you may know, it's been 3 months since our mayor went missing. He was dear to our hearts, but alas, we must come together and continue running the town. The control of the Kozlovka police force and its public database will be transferred to his son, Jan Dragunov, and he will be taking the reins as mayor of the town. With that, the passcode to the town ledger has been changed. It is now the heading code of the town hall. Thank you everyone for your patience. Maybe it's the area code and then the 6. Which was what? Or maybe I'm going too crazy. Maybe it's just 4516. Even though that's the heading code? 4516? No. Town Hall. 451 NW6. NW6, NW6. So NW6 gets me what? Heading code N000. Oh. NW6, so it's... What would be W, though? North is 0. And then what is west? Northeast 45, east 90. Don't do that to me. Purple? Here we go again. I thought you were a whole new person. I can't believe I was gonna say hello to you twice today. My gosh, changing colors on me again. As I'm trying to do math? Hello. So 0, 45, 90. So west would be, what, 180? Is that too crazy to think? Well, if this is 90... 0, 45, 90... 1... What do you... 18, because on a compass is the top, east is 90? So then what is... 0, 180, okay. Alright, we're at least on the same page. I'm like, I think that's the right math. Heading code. N equals 0. I think I have to draw it out, otherwise my brain's not gonna do it. Me, on the other hand, I get to. Hello, hello, hello to all the different color-changing fun we're having. North, south, west, and east. And if east is 90, that's 90 degrees, and then plus another 90 is 180? Wait, if southeast is oh no, because south would be 180, correct? So west is 279. 270? 270? Was 279? 270. 135. You know, I wish I could math. Hold on. I want to actually make sure I got this right. Because 135 minus 90, that gives us 45 for each of these things. So plus 135 plus 45 is 180, plus another 45 will give us 225 here, plus another 45, because it's 90 degrees in between. 270, you are correct. 270. I'm telling you, I had to visualize it, otherwise, like, if I didn't draw it, it wasn't gonna make sense to me. Degrees and angles and all that. It's still wrong. South is 180. How is it still wrong, guys? It's still wrong. Evil math, turn it off. Heading code. Are we looking for west or northwest? Oh, I was putting in north and then west. I think we're looking for northwest. You're so right. So 270 plus the 45. 315. Okay, so wait, 315, but that's not 4 numbers. Unless I put the... Okay, so maybe it's 315. Northwest. Because I was just trying to do north and west, but I think it's northwest, you're right. And then I think we have to put in the number at the end, which I think was a 6? 6, NW6. You know what? We got there. We got there. The town ledger! Yay! Oh my gosh, I don't know why that took us so long. Maybe because you guys were changing the colors of your names and having a whole separate conversation. Maybe that had something to do with it. But anyways. Okay, cool. So we've done that. Looked at this. It really is like an added challenge, and I appreciate that. I believed in you most of the time. I appreciate you for believing in me, because I didn't, because the second I saw it was math, I checked out. Blame us for being bad at math. I see how it is. Hey, I was bad at math. I was trying to write in numbers that didn't exist. Alright, Kozlovka Town Ledger. This ledger details the family that governs the town of Kozlovka. See below the list of family members. So we have Attila, who we already knew about. And then Mstislav, which we knew. Lilia Dragunova. That's who this is, not Alina. Because the iconic red eye. Couldn't possibly be our fault. Why would it be your fault? You guys have been innocent since day one. Hope you're having a fun stream so far. You know what? I am actually having a great time. Thanks for that, new person who's entered the chat. Lilia Dragunova is the adoptive elder sister of Attila and Mstislav Dragunov, although she acted more as a caregiver to the two boys rather than a sibling. Not much is known about her besides reports of her eccentric personality. In 1965, the Dragunov family announced that she had run away, though no investigation was held. But that is definitely her, the witch. And we knew about Vola? No, we didn't. We knew about Vola from the... Where did I see that name? Yes, she's the one messaging us. Vola Dragunova is the mother of Jan Dragunov. She was a proud mother and adamantly supported Jan's mayorship after her husband's disappearance. Although she no longer uses their last name, she still has close connections to the family. And then we know about Jan. Okay. The color changing is evil. It's like swirling around in my head. Alright, so now I gotta figure out this rune, because now I know that the witch's true identity is Lilia, and I want to figure out the correct rune now, because I think it could have been almost anything at this point. I'm kind of want to believe that it's that one, but... Because all these runes have been written at some point. And this one was also sitting on that trunk. And then this one was the one that was there, and then the glyph. Okay. So I don't know what I have wrong then. Witch's true name is Lilia Dragunova. They were responsible for the tragedy Festival Massacre. They frequently return to the site of the tragedy to carve the rune onto the Draken Oak. Okay, let me go back. The ledger. I still think this is you. We crack me up. We. This is fine. I love Sleuthy Saturday. Not much is known about her. Okay, let's see. 1963. And she's got that eye. Did you try the cross rune now that we have Lilia in there? I did, and it seemed it wasn't that. I think I tried every single one of those runes. The cross one. Yeah, something's still not right. But wouldn't it make sense that this is the witch? And it says 1963, so now I'm wondering if that's important. Adoptive elder sister. Well, she acted as a caregiver to the two boys rather than a sibling. Not much is known about her besides reports of her eccentric personality. 1965, the family announced that she had run away, and no investigation was held. Are we sure it's the oak tree, or is the witch Lilia? I think that the witch is Lilia because they have the same eye, right? Adopted. Do we need her pre-adoption name? That's also something that could be... Like, we don't have the right last name? Adoptive elder sister. Okay. Mother... She no longer uses her last name. Attila and... Alright. Mayor of Kozlovka from 1945 to 1992. Mysteriously disappeared. Alright, what would your name have been? I'm impressed that you're finding the actual messages in chat that are helping you through our bullshit. It is an added layer of filtering. It says the article has been modified so we can use the redaction thing. Oh, I wonder if the redaction thing works on that. You're right. It's been modified. So let's try our redaction thing. Oh, see, I was looking for like something where it was like blacked out or things, but it's whenever it says that it's modified. Ah. Oh, it makes sense. Okay, okay. Her brother Mstislav pursued medicine after being inspired by her childhood stories of being sickly, one which damaged her eye, although it was more of a morbid fascination of her condition than a drive to help her. Okay, so that didn't help us find the last name, but that actually unlocks a whole lot for us because I didn't realize that that's what that meant. Ooh, yay, helped, you did! Okay, because there have been a few of these that said like, oh, it's been changed. So I'm just gonna try to go through a few of these. This article's been modified. Ah, Battle of the Forest. German documents showed that the occupation was not a simple invasion, but to also investigate an event that happened in the late 1800s. These documents were given to the local police force. Okay. Agriculture. And the German occupation. Trying to see, now I gotta remember which ones were redacted. Okay. Track and Oak, government. I swear there were way more that said they were changed.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
Okay. Who the heck is modifying our documents? The government. These have been redacted. Alright, Attila. As the town was relatively small, there was no sheriffs, and so the mayor was responsible for leading investigations. Upon appointing himself sheriff, he stated, "As long as I draw breath, I shall keep this town thriving. Know that I will do what's best for Kozlovka." Okay. Then we have Jan. I think all the people have been changed. Jan was infamous for being vocal about his disapproval of the use of symbiotic ergot. After the plague, he launched the Modern Farming Initiative with the primary goal of phasing out the fungi from use. What is this? Wiki? Lost Wiki. Found Wiki. A wiki wiki. Wiki wiki whack. Modern Farming Initiative. Casimir. The talented mycologist went missing during his time in Kozlovka. When the mycology community asked for his research in the forest, the local government refused to release it due to sensitive information. Okay. Everything else seems like it's all good. Like, nothing redacted. Ergot, fine. Medicinal herb, fertile soil. Did I look this one up? Nothing about this seems like it's helping me solve this thing. He announced a more potent version of his medicine in 1989, but failed safety tests in the subsequent year and was not approved by the government. Okay. Let me go to... So we did this and it didn't help us, but let me try again. Okay. Let me go to the witch then. Witch, also not changed, so that's fine. Nothing crazy there. Spiritual chalk, the symbols. Yeah, sorry, I keep resetting us. Ergot, oak, agriculture. 90s disappearance. I don't think there's anything crazy here we haven't looked at. Tragedy. Were any of the tragedies? The summer plague. Hold on. Let's go back to summer plague. The victims were frequent patrons of Dr. Mstislav Dragunov, who regularly complained that standard medicine would not help with such long-standing medical conditions. After a swift investigation, the police said there was no correlation. Alright, and then animal killings. Witnesses mentioned that they saw a red glowing dot darting around the area when the mutilation supposedly took place. This sparked short-lived legend of an angry spirit in the forest. The police stated that this was a baseless rumor. Animal killings. Here we go, here we go! Alright, but I still think I have my, my thing wrong here. I think the glowing red dot was our clue there. Okay. I looked at that already. Let's also look at the Festival Massacre while I'm here. There was a disturbing rumor that the killer carved the runes into the Draken Oak as part of the festival traditions. Although not much evidence suggests this, it was speculated to be the reason why the festival is no longer celebrated. Okay. The killer carved the runes? Glowing red dot, but to the tune of pale blue dot? I don't think I know pale blue dot. I would sing it for you if I did. Okay, so let me go back to runes then. Maybe now I've got the right tragedy, but I still have the wrong rune? There it is. Because it was like those Izvini symbols are all at the bottom of the trunk. It makes sense. Witch's true name, man, that took us a while, longer than I'm proud of, but I'm glad we got there. Witch's true name is Lilia Dragunova. They were responsible for the tragedy animal killings. They frequently returned to the site of the tragedy to carve the rune Izvini onto the Draken Oak. I think I was so latched onto Alina being the witch that I was like, well, Alina started the festival, so obviously it had to be the festival murder. No. We got there. Hidden sister. To think that the witch was their sister all along, and to think they had a sister to begin with, it's almost unbelievable. I found this document hidden in the archives. It felt like it was meant to be buried, like it wasn't meant to be found. I hope it helps your investigation. What is it? Year, 1943, research notes number 144. Tree looks to be centuries old. It can be confirmed there are runes on the tree, however it isn't in chalk like the pictogram suggests. Seems to be carved with some carpenter tool? Remind soldiers not to trample over the area and be careful of the delicate fungi. They are hard to spot, but they are there. Update, found a letter, written a few days after the incident. We'll attach it along with these notes. Okay. And that's all we got. We didn't get the extra thing that was attached. Okay. Alright. Concept I'm working on. I do nothing today. I like it a lot. I do too. I think it's a Saturday. You're just supposed to chill out and relax. Or be chaotic and chat. Whatever floats your boat. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing today, and it's really nice. Shout out to those of you who are napping right now. I hope you're sleeping good. Know what the stream is missing? Some adult beverages. Go get it started. Not chaotic enough? Okay. I guess we could get more chaotic. Blank is responsible for the tragedy, blank. They are also responsible for the 2 blank on the blank. I'm thinking runes. Runes on the tree. On the Draken Oak. That's me guessing. I was supposed to be napping. I lost something once. They're way over there. Do you want to have to get up to get the adult beverages? The rumors of the tragedy spread across Europe and led to another tragedy. Okay. See, this was me guessing. I feel like I jumped the gun here. Blank is responsible for the tragedy blank. They are also responsible for the 2 Slavic rune symbols. So I want to say that it's going to be the massacre because it says something about the killer carving the runes. There was a disturbing rumor that the killer carved the runes into the Draken Oak as part of the festival traditions. Although not much evidence suggests this, it was speculated to be the reason why the festival is no longer celebrated. So that's why I'm thinking somebody murdered everybody, and then they're also the ones who carved the stuff. The rumors of the tragedy spread across Europe and led to another tragedy. The massacre led to... What would the massacre have led to? I don't know how I'm gonna make it through this time. It truly is tragic. If the drinks are so far away, you know, hardest battles to the strongest soldiers, you know. Wave of deaths. Most victims had pre-existing medical conditions. I don't think it had anything to do with the summer plague. If the rumors spread across Europe. Main source of food. Alex, you have a husband. Make him do. The husband is work. I think that's strong. Stop giving them to me. I don't want to be in battle. Festival now. Okay, so let me go back through my people. Who would be responsible for a massacre? I honestly, like, what's bringing me back to the festival thing is the, where are you? Alina, who started the festival. Founding member of Kozlovka, she was incredibly spiritual and set up the winter festival as her way of celebrating her husband's crops. The festival attracted dozens of people whose families make up Kozlovka today. She was always devout to her husband and was known in the community to set everything aside for the sake of her family. And, like, because she set up the festival, it makes me think that she was the one to carve the runes and... I don't know. I don't know. Is it making sense? I don't know. I kind of wish we could unredact the articles once and just always see all the information. That would be nice if I didn't have to keep clicking on the stuff. Let me go back to my redacted thing. Let's go back through the tragedies, what tragedy this could have been. Okay. German documents showed that the occupation was not an invasion, but also to investigate an event that happened in the late 1800s, which was the massacre. So these documents were given to local... There we go. So the Battle of the Forest was actually because of the rumors of the massacre. There we go. Alina Dragunova is responsible for the tragedy Festival Massacre. They are also responsible for the 2 Slavic rune symbols on the Draken Oak. The rumors of the tragedy spread across Europe and led to another tragedy, Battle of the Forest. We did it! Conspiracy. This must have been the beginning of it all. I've heard of the legend before, but always thought it was an old wives' tale to scare me when I was a child. I think we're uncovering a much deeper conspiracy than we thought. Surely someone must have known about all of this. How did these tragedies go unnoticed, unconnected? How? How did they? Blank intentionally led investigations astray. They ousted blank from the family after the tragedy blank and covered up mistakes made by blank after the tragedy blank. Okay, led investigations astray. Who would have done that? Founded. Let me go back to the ledger. Oop, sorry. Trying to slide the map. She no longer uses their last name. That's what's making me think she was ousted. Vola Dragunova is the mother of Jan Dragunov. She was a proud father. She's a proud mother and adamantly supported Jan's mayorship after her husband's disappearance. Although she no longer uses their last name, she still has close connections with the family. This makes me think that they ousted her from the family after the tragedy. I don't know. I am a proud father. As you should be. Ousted or got married and changed her name? That's true. She could have gotten remarried. Somebody intentionally led investigations astray. We love a patriarchal matriarch. Call me Pops. Her being so close to the family throws me off. Yeah, if they were ousted and covered up mistakes made by Mayor of Kozlovka. He mysteriously vanished. Current mayor. Let me look at your redacted thing again. Ousted is quite the word. I think so. Jan was infamous for being vocal about his disapproval of the use of ergot. I'm thinking the mistakes would have to be the thing, like the plague after the ergot product killed everybody. That's what I'm thinking. They covered up the mistakes that the doctor made. Alright, let me go back to tragedies. Let's see if we can narrow down what tragedy we're even talking about here. The mistakes made after the summer plague. The victims were frequent patrons of Mstislav Dragunov, who regularly complained that standard medicine would not help people with such long-standing medical conditions. After a swift investigation, the police said there was no correlation. See, somebody was messing with the investigation into Mstislav because of the summer plague. Which is where on here? After what tragedy? And then covered up the mistakes. So somebody was intentionally leading the police to say that there's no correlation between the stuff. I don't know. I agree, those feel like a cover-up. Okay. I guess we're on the same page? I just don't... Who would have been ousted? Unless it is, like, Alina after the murder? What other tragedy would have had somebody be ousted from the family? The festival massacre, if they found out that, like, she was the murderer, she could have been ousted. I don't think this tragedy is linked to anybody in the family. Maybe the animal killings This is the one with the red eye. So maybe she was ousted for... Police stated this was a baseless rumor. Was the witch ousted? I'm thinking maybe it was the witch. Because of the animal killings. Because she's no longer Lilia, she's the witch now. Oops, sorry. I meant Lilia. Where is she? Lilia. She would have been ousted. Because she now goes by the witch. Games like this make me realize my reading comprehension skills are seriously lacking. Yeah, I have to like really lock in. I'm like, okay, I know all these words, but what do they mean together? Okay, so somebody had led the investigations astray. So who would have been protecting Mstislav? Elder sister of Attila and Mstislav, although she... So maybe Attila led them astray and then ousted the sister so that he could protect his brother? So this family seems bad, probably. Right there it says the family said she ran away. Yes, in 1965 the Dragunov family announced that she had run away, though no investigation was held. Okay, so who would have been the one to kick her out? Is it Attila? How is their relationship together? No, because he disappeared, so how would he have kicked her out if he... Unless she's tied to everyone's disappearance and this was her revenge plot. There was no sheriff, and so the mayor was responsible for leading investigations. Upon appointing himself sheriff, that's right. I forgot he did, he's like, I'm the law. Didn't someone declare themselves sheriff? You got such a good memory. Couldn't be me. There we go. Attila Dragunov intentionally led investigations astray. They ousted Lilia Dragunova from the family after the tragedy animal killings and covered up mistakes made by Mstislav Dragunov after the tragedy summer plague. Yay. A good friend once borrowed a book from me when we were talking about later. She said she watched every word of the book, and TBH, I get it. Watched every single word. You've done enough. Thank you. I don't think this is a good direction to pursue. You've already done more than enough for the investigation and your notes have been very helpful. But for now, I'm asking you to stop looking into this. Please leave it be. Why? Why? What do you mean, leave it be? I've done enough? You must have been incredibly close to the blank. After all, your real name is blank, isn't it? Oh. Who are we? Oh. I thought we were just having a little fun searching the internet. We're connected to this. What have we been close to figuring out? Who are we? You must have been incredibly close to, I guess the person that we're talking to, which is, Vola. Or maybe not Vola, because she's the one telling us. I don't think it's a good direction to pursue. You've already done more than enough for the investigation. Your notes have been very helpful, but for now I'm asking you to stop looking into this. Who are you? Who are we? The letter is to our boss or us. This is to us. So Vola is the mom of Jan, and she's been asking us, like, from the beginning. Think you can notice what others miss. Where was that thing where she was like, something about my son? The real brief. Someone I cared about disappeared in the early 90s. Official records are incomplete and inconsistent. Yeah, she said something I care about. Somebody I care about. So I don't know why I thought it was her son. think the witch was their sister all along. Then we put her real name in the blank because she's a Dragunov. Oh, wait, I thought this was about us. This is about her? Who is you? Is you her or me? I think the you in the report refers to the person getting our reports, not to us. Okay, you must have been incredibly close, meaning that this is that's your name. You must have been incredibly close to... I see. I thought this was about... I just tried to make it about us. Attila, who disappeared. Okay. I gotcha. I thought we were, like, somehow tied to all of this. I was trying to make it saucy. You must have been incredibly close to Attila Dragunov. After all, your real name is Vola Dragunova, isn't it? Okay, I'm sending that to her. I see. Wrong assumptions. Attila was my husband. He was everything to me. I loved him, and I never imagined he would be involved in whatever this is. I hired you because I wanted to know what happened to him, not to learn he might have had a part in it. I don't know everything he did, but he was always a private man. Please don't assume the worst without proof. Plot twist, we're the witch. Maybe. I wouldn't put it off the table. There is more at play. There is a reason why there are so many blank tragedies. Everything traces back to one place, and the roots lead back to the blank. That tree is the center of it all, and your husband is part of it. Okay, so that just brings us back to the tragedies. And the tree. Where can I find tree? Tree... Dragon Oak. There is more at play. There is a reason why there are so many Kozlovka tragedies. Everything traces back to one place, and the roots lead back to the Dragon Oak. That tree is the center of it all, and your husband is part of it. Finish what we started. We've come too far to stop now. I suppose we have to see this through. I went through his office. I hate doing it. It feels wrong, but something caught my eye. I don't know why he had this or what it means. Maybe you'll understand better than I do. Attachment. I'm sorry, Jan, but it is impossible. The land is too reliant on the symbiotic ergot. Without it, we just can't. Maybe decades later, something can change, but the damage is too dire, your proposal will fail. And there's something else. I think I'm being watched. I might know who's behind the recent incidents, but I need to be certain before I say more. I'll explain in person. Somebody sent a letter to somebody of how the something will fail. They also knew who was involved in the something. I think this is about the initiative. The initiative is going to fail because no one's gonna just let the ergot not be used. Land is too reliant on the ergot. But the damage is too dire, your proposal will fail. And there's something else. I think I'm being watched. I might know who's behind the recent incidents. Okay. So somebody sent a letter to Jan about the initiative. Proposed by Jan. Casimir was involved. Specialized in the study of rare fungi. Let me look at my redacted of you real quick. Eddie, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I don't know what everybody's saying, but we is you and you is me. The talented mycologist went missing. The mycology community asked for the research in the forest. The local government refused to release it due to sensitive information. They also knew who was involved in the blank. In the what? In recent incidents. 1992. Which would probably have to be the disappearances. So who would have sent him a letter talking about the initiative? Because it wouldn't have been, what's his name? Casimir, because Casimir also went missing. So how would he have sent something, you know? I mean, I could try it, because maybe he went missing after. Dr. Casimir Ostrovsky sent a letter to Jan Dragunov of how the modern farming initiative will fail. They also knew who was involved in the 90s disappearance. No subject. These are the last of what I could find. They know I've been looking into this. If something happens to me, please find... Oh, the music got scary. Alright, evidence letter. Refer to research notes number 144 for details. My dearest daughter, do not fear the sacrifice your mother made. Take the fungi and you will not only survive, you will thrive. The land will remember your name as it remembers hers. With all the love I can still give, your father, December 17th, 1892. Dear brother, I read her father's letter. Think about it. If the land feeds on what is given, then maybe it doesn't have to end in ruin. Maybe this is how we survive. It's no wonder she never seemed to age. All this time, I need to test it. A few small trials, just to see. The thought alone has kept me awake for days. I know how it sounds, but this could change everything. Imagine what we could do for the next 50 years. November 24th, 1965. Okay, so something about not aging. Gosh. Sounds suspicious. Dear brother, time is running out. I think I'll have to start soon. Jan invited some expert after your clumsy mistakes, but I think I can handle them. Perhaps your trials were not failures. You said they passed in their sleep. It might be the best solution to make it as painless as possible. It's the best we can do for what we were asking of them. For the loss of a few, there are still many. July 9th, 1992. Is everything all right? Are you there? Is everything all right, Volha? Are you there? Is everything all right, Volha Dragunova? Are you there? Contract terminated. Hello, I'd like to apologize for Volha Dragunova's actions as of late. Unfortunately, we've decided to terminate your contract. Please cease all prior investigations and send your invoice to the town hall. Your services will be paid in full. Thank you for your cooperation. Who is this? Blank, is that you? Town hall. I mean, is it Jan? Arya. Jan. Current mayor at town hall. Let's go home and forget about this. You know what? That would be the easy solution. Who is this? Jan Dragunov? Is that you? That was a good guess, or perhaps you're simply more perceptive than I gave you credit for. Tell me, what's driving you now? Curiosity? Guilt? Or the need to be right no matter the cost? You're probably the only one to understand. Too much blood has spilled in, Kozlovka? Blank and I didn't know what we were uncovering, but now we do, and the world deserves to know. So Volha and I were working together, but now we know what we have to do. In Kozlovka. The sound effects are so good, I know. You're probably the only one to understand. Too much blood has spilled in Kozlovka. Volha Dragunova and I didn't know what we were uncovering, but now we do, and the world deserves to know. Stubborn as a rock. You are so naive to think that simply telling everyone is going to solve anything. Truth doesn't heal, it spreads, it divides, it consumes. Fine, I'll let you continue your investigation. You already have everything you need. Perhaps you'll understand the position I've been forced into. Start from the beginning. Oh! The letter was written by blank, addressed to blank. It suggests that the tragedy blank was a ritual to cultivate more blank in order to treat blank's illness. This letter was lost to time, only to be found during the tragedy blank. Okay. Where were my letters? Dear brother. Oh, brother. Evidence letter. Definitely written by the witch. Okay. Addressed to. Take the fungi, and you will not survive, you will thrive. Okay, so let's go back to our witch. The thing I'm thinking, though, is that the witch was the one who received the letter, because she's the one who was sick. And Mstislav was the one who was trying to, I don't know now, because it says daughter on it. And who was their... Vola was their mother. No, because Vola was Jan's mother. So whose mom is their mom? Because she's the one who was sick, and it was like a whole thing of Mstislav was like trying to use the ergot to make her better. Are we talking about the letter that says to daughter or the letters that say to brother? I think it's the one that says to daughter because it says evidence on it. Evidence, letter. Refer to research notes 144 for details, which notes 144 were what? It was something in here. Request for access. That was this. There was something that said evidence 144. Research notes 144. Tree looks to be centuries old. It can be confirmed there are runes on the tree. However, it isn't chalk like the pictogram suggests. Seems to be carved with some carpenter tool. Remind soldiers not to trample over the area. Be careful of the delicate fungi. They are hard to spot, but they are there. Update. Found the letter that we were reading that says daughter. Written a few days after the incident. Will attach along with these notes. And that was the letter that we read just then. Seems like the daughter letter found the letters that say brothers. Maybe the brother is the daughters we met along the way. Maybe. Okay. Found a letter written a few days after the incident. Will attach along with these notes. And they're talking about the soldiers, so the incident before the soldiers was the massacre. And this says, evidence letter, refer to research notes 144 for the details. Dearest daughter, do not fear the sacrifice your mother made. Take the fungi and you will not only survive, you will thrive. The land will remember your name as it remembers hers. With all the love I still give your father. Okay. So it suggests that the massacre would have been to cultivate more of the ergot, probably, in order to treat Lilia's illness. I'm spitballing. So feel free to say that's completely wrong. Why would you think that? Because Lilia's whole thing... This is where I'm getting that from. Her brother, Mstislav, pursued medicine after being inspired by her childhood stories of being sickly, one which damaged her eye, although it was more of a morbid fascination of her condition than a drive to help her. Oh yes, the Texas Festival Massacre. I remember her. Also maybe makes people immortal. I think that makes sense? Okay, I think we're on the same page. This letter was lost to time, only to be found during the tragedy, when the soldiers came in. Sorry, that is not where I wanted to be. Battle of the Forest. Because he's talking about don't let the soldiers trample the stuff. Okay. It's completely right. Why would you... Why? What? Why would you not say that? Why would I... It's completely right. I'm lost. I'm sorry, guys. The letter was written by somebody, addressed to somebody. Okay. Daughter. Sorry, not that. Was written by, and I think it... And the person who was doing the whole massacre was Alina. So maybe Alina was the one. She did the winter festival. She murdered everyone at the festival because she wanted to cultivate more ergot to help treat the illness. Still not correct. Where did you go? I don't know. I didn't understand what we were talking about, and I lost it. Written by the Battle of the Forest to the Summer of the Plague. For sure. For sure it was exactly that. So Alina... Let me just read the letter again. I feel like this letter is confusing me. My dearest daughter, do not fear the sacrifice your mother has made, because she killed everyone. Now, who was the one that was ousted again? Vola. Vola was the one who was ousted. The letter said the father wrote the letter. It does say father! Oh, you're right. You're right. Me getting my fathers and mothers mixed up. It's like that riddle of, like, the son gets hit by a car and goes to the hospital and the doctor's a woman. Okay, so who's the dad? You'd be the husband. There we go. The letter was written by Bohdan Dragunov, addressed to Lilia Dragunova. It suggests that the tragedy, Festival Massacre, was a ritual to cultivate more symbiotic ergot in order to treat Lilia Dragunova's illness. This letter was lost to time only to be found during the tragedy, Battle of the Forest. You are not the father. I was so hung up on the, like, mother's sacrifice that I thought it was the mom. It said father right at the bottom. Ah, the horse's name was Friday. There we go. We got there. Alright. Continue. Continue. Please do go on. Attempting the ritual, blank caused the tragedy blank. It failed to achieve results. When they were caught, blank took the letter and sent it to blank. In their excitement, blank caused the tragedy blank. Okay, I think I got a little lost there, but let's go back to our tragedies. You know, we always have to do these. In their excitement, blank caused the tragedy. It is really starting to feel like Mad Libs. Just fill in the blanks with whatever you feel. Attempting the ritual, blank, caused the tragedy and it failed to achieve results. So I'm assuming we're still talking about the massacre. The massacre didn't work. Right? When they were caught, took the letter and sent it to. So once again, the research notes. Found a letter written a few days after the incident. Will attach it along with these notes. Who wrote this? Remind soldiers not to trample over the area and be careful of the delicate fungi. They are hard to spot, but they are there. And this, I'm assuming, is coming from Town Hall. Because aren't all the Town Hall ones stamped like that? Where are the other things that have a stamp on them? Stamp. Police force. And the police, who was the guy who was like, I am the law, I am police. Attila was the one who established the police, so I think that was him. correct? Yeah, that's gotta be. Do you see where I'm getting that from? Is that making sense? Because it's stamped with his seal. And he does love bisons, his affection for bisons, and there is like a bison stamp. Correct. That makes sense. Because he's the one who sent this. He found it. I found a letter written a few days after the incident. Will attach. Took the letter and sent it to who? Who would he have sent this to? I see it. I'm happy to go along with it. She's cooking. JWM, welcome to the stream. Okay, written a few days after the incident. I don't know who you sent it to, though. To be honest, I have no idea. Unless you sent it to... These are the last of what I could find. They know I've been looking into this. If something happens to me, please find. Okay. What were the other letters? The other letters were just other bits of evidence. Dear brother. So his brother... Tilla's brother is... who? His son is Jan. Oh, heavens. How do I get to... I read her father's letter. Dear brother, I read her father's letter. Think about it. If the land feeds on what is given, then maybe it doesn't have to end in ruin. Maybe this is how we survive. It's no wonder she never seemed to age. All this time, I need to test it. A few small trials. Just to see. The thought alone... Mstislav is his brother. Duh. Mstislav and Attila are the brothers of Lilia, and that makes sense. Okay, so Mstislav goes here, I think. And didn't they... actually, I don't know now. I'm assuming this is it. I don't know. I read her father's letter. Think about it. If the land feeds on what it's given. Okay, okay. Imagine what we could do for the next 50 years. In their excitement, somebody caused the other tragedy. They caused the, because then they were probably working on that product that killed everybody in the summer plague. Mstislav would have caused that plague because of his... Because they were like, oh my gosh, the mushrooms do something. And he's like, oh my gosh, we should totally make this product, let it hit the shelves without any testing, and then everybody died. So, Alina was the one who did the, oops, sorry, the massacre. Okay, something's still wrong. Still wrong. Still not right. In their excitement, overly edited caused the tragedy, ate the last biscuit, and now there's no more biscuits. I brought this on myself. Attempting their ritual, Alina Dragunova caused the tragedy festival massacre. It failed to achieve results. When they were caught, Attila Dragunov took the letter and sent it to Dr. Mstislav Dragunov. In their excitement, Dr. Mstislav Dragunov caused the tragedy summer plague. Failed to achieve results. Maybe it's not the plague. Maybe we're not talking about the plague. Maybe we're talking about the animal killings. Because the massacre. I think the massacre happened forever ago. Ugh. Yeah, but then why are we talking about the letter? The letter had something to do with the massacre. Took the letter. I think it's the witch causing the animal thing on the top. Okay, let's try that. When... caused the animal killings. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Attempting the ritual, Lilia Dragunova caused the tragedy, animal killings, and failed to achieve results. When they were caught, Attila Dragunov took the letter and sent it to Dr. Mstislav Dragunov. In their excitement, Dr. Mstislav Dragunov caused the tragedy, summer plague, with that new product and all that stuff. Because the letter was sent from the father to the witch, and she wanted to heal herself. It makes sense. Alright, what is next? Keep going. You're almost there. We're piecing it together. After the incident, you invited somebody to research the symbiotic ergot, and that was the doctor, Casimir. You invited him to come research. While research was underway, somebody started the ritual once again, causing the tragedy. The disappearances. Blank was suspicious and tried to notify you. However, the letter was intercepted by somebody and killed them. This alerted you of the crime. Oh, I got lost again. I was on a roll. The brain was working and now it's not. Okay, because the doctor went missing in the woods. Who was starting the ritual? The witch. I'm assuming. Because she's the one trying to do the healings and stuff. Link was suspicious and tried to notify you. Who was suspicious and trying to notify you? Time is running out. I think you have to start soon. Jan invited some expert after your clumsy mistakes. But I think I could handle them. Perhaps your trials were not failures. You said they passed in their sleep. It might be the best solution to make it as painless as possible. It's the best we can do for what we're asking of them. For the loss of a few, there are still many. So this is still that correspondence with Attila. Letter was intercepted. And killed them. Are we saying you or you? I don't know. The brother doctor was suspicious? Okay. Because this is Attila writing to the doctor. Mstislav. Mstislav, your trials were not failures. They passed in their sleep. It's fine. My brain is hurting just watching. I don't know about this one. That one seems weird. You said they passed in their sleep. It might be the best solution to make it as painless as possible. Make it as painless as possible, like you have to kill them? It's the best we can do for what we're asking of them. Okay. Where is Mstislav? Where are you? No one has been able to replicate his success. When I say he was a monster, when I set fire to his name, it doesn't matter where you hear it from. Whether truth or lies, it gets said all the same. Bless. He announced a more potent version of the medicine, but failed tests in the subsequent year and was not approved by the government. You're fine. The thing is, like, the brother thing doesn't make sense to me. Alright, let me go back to Jan. Do you know where the lady found the letters? No, she's been searching. She's been doing her research at the same time we're doing our research. The Protomen, the Hounds. I clearly need to listen to more stuff. Brothers also doesn't make sense to me. What even are they? All we know is cousins. Jan was infamous for being vocal about the disapproval of the use of symbiotic ergot. And Jan is the guy we're talking to. So Jan is the one who invited this guy. And while they were doing stuff, the 90s disappearance happened, which stopped the initiative that was to basically stop the ergot from being used. Who was suspicious and tried to notify Jan? Who was talking to Jan is the thing. Root was nice because it had that funky disco music we could listen to when we needed a brain break. I like this music. This is very soothing. As much as I love Root Trees, that music would stop all thought process for me. Where's the disco? Take a break and listen to Kim Possible theme song. On. However, the letter was intercepted. And that's what I'm not understanding. What letter was intercepted? Because I still think Attila and Mstislav were like, hee, we're gonna, like, keep working on our mushroom Fountain of Youth nonsense. Casimir again? See, I was also thinking, like, does it mean that we just put him twice? Try to notify you. However, the letter was intercepted and killed them. I don't understand. And killed them. This alerted you of the crime. I was gonna say Attila, but Attila went missing, didn't he? In the 90s disappearance. He vanished. It says killed them. They've been using them as just like a non-gender specific word. So that it makes it hard. Like, it's not gonna say he, she, they, them, whatever. Him, her, it. He could be dead, I guess. I've been using them forever. Yeah, it's been using them for everyone, not necessarily plural. Like, I want to say it's Attila, but he went missing. And killed it. Killed it. Try to notify you. However, the letter was intercepted by Attila. Because the letter was intercepted. Well, Attila was writing to Mstislav like, no, we should keep working on things. Attila, are you dead? Speak to us now. And alerted you of the crime. This alerted you of the crime. Who was killed? Wait, who was killed? I don't even understand. The younger Dragunov? I don't know which one's older. A talent in my college just went missing. The other thing I'm not certain about is whatever this is. While the research was underway, somebody started the ritual again. It might not even be Lilia. I don't know. But she was the one to start the ritual the first time. Unless it was Mstislav trying to do the ritual again. I don't know if he was trying to- he wasn't even trying to do a ritual, though. He was just doing studies. And it's saying again, like, you were the one to try to do this. I literally mean them as in all of them, aka those people. Which letter got intercepted? I don't know. Somebody was suspicious, and it's like, it makes me think it's the doctor who was like, hey, yeah, like, we shouldn't be... And it can't have been... The doctor and Attila went missing in the woods. So Attila and the doctor are not the ones who intercepted this message, because they ended up dying. You put Lilia again for intercepted. Okay, Lilia again for she intercepted and killed them. And does that mean who was suspicious and tried to notify you? Notify Jan? The doctor. After the incident, you invited Dr. Casimir Ostrovsky to research the symbiotic ergot. While research was underway, Lilia Dragunova started the ritual once again, causing the tragedy 90's disappearance. Maybe it's not the disappearance. I don't know. Somebody was suspicious and tried to notify you. However, the letter was intercepted by Lilia Dragunova and killed them. This alerted you of the crime. Because they were working together, I feel like it was like, I don't know. The sound is just too fitting. If it's not Dr. Casimir, then the brother who disappeared. The brother who disappeared was Attila. Okay, so Attila was the one who was suspicious? It does make sense, because he's like, brother, things are abound. Attila. Got a shower. Don't solve the case without me. I have no idea what's happening. Go enjoy your shower. I wonder if this tells me something. Oh no, it just tells me how to do it. Like, a lot of this could be wrong. Like, I'm not even certain besides the first blank. Let me go back to my tragedies. Maybe it's not the 90's disappearance. Maybe it's something else. I would Google for hints, but like, I don't even know what to Google. Who was suspicious? Are we sure the witch started the ritual? No. We are not certain of that at all. "15 people vanished from Kozlovka over the course of 2 months in the summer of 1992. Most notably, Attila Dragunov was among the missing, as well as one non-local. The investigation led by Jan Dragunov, ran cold after a year, having only found a few items from several victims. This was the most recent tragedy that the town had to endure." Google help. I don't even understand what I don't understand. It's like being in chemistry all over again. Maybe not witchual? I don't even know what to think now. Because maybe it was Mstislav. Because what I'm also thinking, you said they passengers sleep. It might be a best solution to make them as painless as possible. It's best we do for what we're asking of them. With the loss of a few, there's still many. So maybe he's saying like, hey, brother, go out there and do a ritual again, and if people die, people die. Maybe that's it. Where is Mstislav? Mstislav. You're gonna start your trials again, causing the disappearances. Now, and then maybe while he was doing that, the doctor was like, hey dude, like, I know you invited me to come search for stuff, but like, the weird things are happening. And then somebody killed them. don't know. What letter was intercepted? What do you mean a letter was intercepted? That is Vola's stuff. Family ties. To whom it may concern, as you know, it has been 3 months since our mayor went missing. He was dear to our hearts, but alas, we must come together and continue running the town. The control of the Kozlovka police force and its public database will be transferred to his son, Jan Dragunov, as he will be taking the reins as mayor of the town. With that, the passcode to the town ledger has been changed, and we did all that. Hidden sister. Tree looks to be centuries old. It can be confirmed there are runes on the tree, however, it isn't in chalk like the pictogram suggests. Seems to be carved with some carpenter tool. Remind soldiers not to trample over the area and be careful of the delicate fungi. They are hard to spot, but they are there. Found a letter written a few days after the incident. We'll attach along with these notes. I'm sorry, Jan, but it is impossible. This is the intercepted letter. This is it. I'm sorry, Jan, but it is impossible. The land is too reliant on the symbiotic ergot. Without it, we just can't. Maybe decades later something... Oh no, this is the other letter. Is this the letter? Maybe decades later something can change, but the damage is too dire, your proposal will fail. And there's something else. I think I'm being watched. Yeah, this is the letter. I'm being watched. I might know who's behind the recent incidents, but I need to be certain before I say more. I'll explain in person. July 21st. I think this was the letter that was intercepted. I don't think Jan ever got this. And this is why we're talking about the initiative they wanted. It's not gonna work. And somebody's watching me. Okay, that's the letter we're talking about. I went through his office. I hate doing it. It feels wrong, but something caught my eye. I don't know why he had this or what it means. Maybe you'll understand better than I do. Through whose office? I left to get a drink. Did we win? Almost. Can we try the two brothers in the slot of the person who intercepted the letter? Intercepted the letter. Yes, I can try that. Nope, not you. And... not you. Neither one. Something else could also be wrong, though. Can we try intercepted by the initiative? Well, the initiative isn't a person. It's like the idea of not using mushrooms. I can throw it in there, but I don't think that is gonna work. It's like a proposal. Maybe the government. This is our Navian Cultural Preservation Initiative. I don't know why it doesn't just say government, but... maybe Attila started the ritual again. Attila? And that's why he disappeared? Where is he? Maybe if we use mushrooms, we could figure this out. After the incident, you invited Dr. Casimir Ostrovsky to research the symbiotic ergot. While research was underway, Attila started the ritual once again, causing the disappearance. Dr. Casimir was suspicious and tried to notify you, however the letter was intercepted and killed them. These are the ones I'm certain of. I'm 100% on these. He brought the doctor in to look at the ergot, then something happened that caused people to disappear, because Attila disappeared. And then Casimir's like, hey, so like, you guys need the ergot. It's like too reliant, but also somebody's watching me. Like, help. And then the letter was intercepted, and somebody got Casimir also. Maybe the mom did it? Maybe the mom started the ritual again? She was known in the community to set everything aside for the sake of the family. Mommy dearest. Have we done Attila in both of those spots? You know, I don't know at this point. Killing the doctor. Then who would have done the ritual? Who goes there? I don't think that the mom did it because she says I went through his office. She found the intercepted note in his office. Like, who is his? Alright, you said put Attila in both of the spots? There it is. After the incident, you invited Dr. Kasimir Ostrovsky to research the symbiotic ergot. While research was underway, Attila Dragunov started the ritual once again, causing the tragedy 90's disappearance. Dr. Kasimir Ostrovsky was suspicious and tried to notify you. However, the letter was intercepted by Attila Dragunov and killed them. This alerted you of the crime. She said Attila was her husband, so it was his office. Oh, yeah, because she's like, somebody went missing, somebody close to me went missing. And that's how we would have known whose office we were talking about. Gotcha. Whew, we got there, though. Well done. I'm assuming you already figured out what happened next. There isn't enough evidence, but I can make a calculated guess. You killed blank. He was the last victim of the disappearance. I think he killed Attila. You killed good old Pappy there. There isn't enough evidence, but I can make a calculated guess. You killed Attila Dragunov. He was the last victim of the 90's disappearance. My father. He may have been my father, but by the end, he wasn't the man I knew. When I learned what he'd done, what he intended to continue, I had to end it. It was foolish because the end of the burden fell onto me, the irony of it all. Some truths rot everything they touch. Do you understand why the past had to stay buried? I mean, I don't know. Blank is too reliant on the blank. The ergot. The town is too reliant on it. Kozlovka is too reliant on the... where is the ergot? The ergot. Kozlovka is too reliant on the symbiotic ergot. The town was built on death, on rituals disguised as tragedies, and it's been feeding on that ever since. I think that's gotta be it. Do what you must. Kasimir only confirmed what I was too scared to admit myself. The town is built on blood, and to an extent the country of Zarnava. If we stop the process, people will starve. But what's a measly few sacrifice only every 50 years? It was a curse inherited by my family, but I've grown tired of the charades. I think in my heart I wanted someone to know. I won't stop you from doing what you think is right. I only wish my mother wouldn't need to know. Oh! We can publish the article with all of the information we just found. Delete the evidence and just let the town move on. Burn the tree to the ground. All of the above. I don't know. Publish or burn? We don't think delete the evidence. Save and do all of them? Can I save? I don't think there's a way for me to save. Right now, at least on this screen. We like arson here. Okay, burn the tree. I do love arson. Thank you for doing what I spent my whole life wishing I could. But every time I tried, I thought of what dying would mean, and I faltered. I was too scared, but now I've lived a much longer life than I needed. If Kozlovka survives, I pray it remembers you more kindly than it will remember me. Lilia. Lilia no longer has the tree to stay alive forever and be healthy. Wild. Wild. Look at the tree just burning. I don't know if that was the right answer. Oh. I want to go see what the other options do. Does it automatically save? I hope it does. Let me see if I can... The project was a labor of love, and we hope you enjoyed the experience as much as we enjoyed creating it. Your game is saved just before the last report. Feel free to explore other endings. Ah, let's do it. Oh, they knew. They knew I'd be curious. Let's try publishing the article, and then we'll try deleting the evidence. So we publish the article. Admin office. Detention notice. Unauthorized disclosure. Zarnava Internal Security has flagged you for unauthorized disclosure of classified material. Your residence is under surveillance. Agents will arrive within 2 hours to take you into custody. Processing will occur at the National Center. 1 phone call will be permitted. Remain at your registered residence until an agent arrives to avoid escalation. That's gotta be the worst one. Right? I don't think deleting the evidence would be worse than that. Yikes. We're in jail! Okay, so no. No. Last option. Delete the evidence. Alright, this is from Vola. Are you there? Things are quiet. The fields are green again. The harvest looks like it'll be strong this year. My son hasn't said much, but he brushed it all off as a misunderstanding. Guess some things don't change, but I can't help but feel like there's still something wrong. I know you've not replied to my previous emails, but please give me a sign. Oh, we just left. The town can deal with its problems on its own. It's thriving. Maybe they have to sacrifice people every now and then. But they just keep going as they keep going. Not my problem.